Hello. So today I want to tell you about the game, The Network's Primetime, and this is now out from All Play. This is a game that was out a while ago and was really, really fun, and I've loved it, but it's been out of print, so I haven't talked about it a lot. So when I saw it at my friendly local game store, I immediately had to pick it up, as well as the Moguls or the Megacorp expansion. Moguls is part of it. So this gives you Moguls, Executives, and Teletime, which is programming in the UK. So if this isn't enough for you, this is 3 modules you can mix in as well. But this is a really fun game where you are going to be running a network and you are trying to compete with all of the other networks. So it is a 1 to 5 player game, and the solo is run by Anatoma. So that's nice. You get 3 starting cards that you're going to place out in your time slots, and your starting cards, they don't matter, but your time slots are morning, afternoon, and evening because certain viewers want to watch certain shows at different times. Not a lot of people want to watch a really strong action flick first thing in the morning. So we have tracks here to see how many viewers we have. Shows are going to only be able to run for so many seasons before they have to go to our reruns. Or if we have a show that we want to put on the air sooner, we can go ahead and cancel a show and move it to our rerun. So it's very thematic. It's a lot of fun. I think the cards are hilarious. So like right now, my morning show is Shopping Bag Review Hour. And then we have our afternoon show, which is an hour of shouting. And then my evening show is Grilling with Milk. So they're just kind of fun and silly. And then you're going to have a whole stack of other shows that you can get throughout the game. And they're going to be different genres. They're going to want to run at different time slots to get you more viewers, get you more money, that kind of thing. And everything is based on money. So you have to be able to run your upkeep at the end of the round, meaning you can pay for the show, you can pay for the stars who are in the show. And if you can't, you have to cancel stuff. So there is a board at the top that looks like this, which is where you will get to track the genres that you are having shows in, and you're going to get bonuses. We love bonuses. And then attached to that board, based on player count, you will put the correct one on there. So let's say this is a 3-player game. And this tells you how much starting money you get, how many shows are going to happen, how many of the different types of cards that will be out. And most importantly, these are your pass bonuses. So this game works where you're playing over 4 rounds and you get to decide when you're passing for the round. So maybe you want to pass early and get that money and those bonus viewers, or maybe you've got some really good things going and you're going to pass last to take all of the actions you can, but you're going to get a much smaller bonus. So there are things to weigh out there. So on my turn, like I said, I have my starting shows. They're not great. I'm going to get a couple pilot season cards to kind of help me out and get things going. So right now I'm going to put a true crime aficionado in my green room that I'm going to be able to use in my future shows. And I'm going to put an ad, which is immediately going to get me $1 million. And then every time the ad runs, meaning at the end of the round, I'm going to get money as well. So this is my green room. This is my reruns. That's all going on. So on my turn, I have the option to get cards, and there's a few type of cards. So first up, we have our shows, and there's going to be so many of them out there, and I can only draft a show if I'm immediately ready to play it. So for example, let's look at this show. So this is a comedy. Everybody loathes Raymond and wants to see him suffer. Love the puns. So in order to do this, I am going to need $3 million and 1 star that I can immediately attach to it. And it wants to run at nighttime. And if I run it at nighttime, then I can run it for 4 seasons and get these viewership bonuses each time. Some shows get better with time, some get worse. If I run it in the morning or the afternoon, I start down here and I'm only going to get to run it for 2 seasons before it goes to rerun. So let's say I decide I'm going to run it. I have a star in my green room. So we are going to go ahead and just cancel that. We're going to put this in the evening where it wants to be, and then we are good to go. So that is one of the options, is we can get a show going. And shows will need either stars or ads, sometimes both, to get going. Then we have star cards. So we can go ahead and draft from one of the visible star cards. So in a 3-player game, 4 star cards are going to be visible. So we can draft this star who always dies in everything. And you can choose which way to attach them for different benefits. This one is a permanent side character and it only attaches one way. We've got the Bollywood star, the career stuntman, the mom who can do it all, etc. So whenever we draft a star, they just go in our green room and they hang out there until we're ready to add them into the game. Then we can also get ads. There's a ton of ads available. And again, the number available depends on player count. So Harry Hamburgers, I can get $2 million when I do this. And then I can get a bonus money every time it runs. And then again, depending on certain cards can run different times. So this one has a preferred time slot, but a lot of them don't. So some of these things differ from the original networks. They've kind of streamlined it. Here is Perfect Ponchos, so I can draft those cards. Then there are network cards, and these give you either an instant ability or an ability that you can use later. So this one, just immediately, it's an infomercial. It gets me $5 million. I draft this card, I get $5 million. I discard it. Something else, immediate, draw 2 stars and sign 1 for free, which is super helpful because some of them are expensive. So this one is an award show. So at game end, I score 1 viewer per star or ad in my lineup and green room. So some of them are end game bonuses, some of them are immediate. So this is where we're going around. We're each taking our actions until we decide we want to pass. At any point that you want to pass, you put yourself on the track and then you are done and everyone else will keep going. Once everybody has passed, then we do our end of round cleanup. We have to pay our expenses. We get to score our viewership. We tick everything down on our shows 1 season, move things to reruns if we need to, if they're going off the board, that kind of thing. And then we do it again 3 more times. This game is so fun. It feels really thematic. At this point, it almost feels nostalgic because I don't know the last time I watched network TV, but I have such a great time with it, figuring out the best way to do things. I love bringing in the expansion because it gives you just enough of more, but doesn't feel like a different game. And it's modular, so you can do all 3 modules or just 1. I think this is an absolutely fantastic game, and I am so excited that it is now readily available and easy to get. It is an all-play game, so check your friendly local game stores or the place where you normally get your all-play games. Let me know, have you played this? What do you think of it? Give me a like and a follow, and I'll keep bringing you more board game content. Thanks. Bye.